Hello everyone and welcome back to the Daily Ladies channel. It is I, Megan, and I'm back with another Friday pyjama vlog. Sorry, just papers on my bed. This one's going to be a little bit more easy breezy. I'm on my bed at the moment rather than in the chair because I feel like this is a lot more personal for you guys, and I've no makeup on. I just had a shower and my hair is... I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about my hair today. We're not having a good relationship with each other today. We're fighting. But I think it's good because I want to be all raw and real and personal, because this little chat today is going to be about something a little bit more personal, a little bit more, sorry, Barbie on my pajamas. Something a little bit more, serious. So today I just want to talk about being yourself. Ooh, Megan, Barney time. Just kidding. I'm trying to make this not as non-cheesy as I possibly can for you guys. So it's occurring. We're going to do this. We're going to get personal. Woohoo! Personal. Okay, I'm gonna grab a pillow so that I'm comfortable and everything. Okay, so here we go. Right, so I guess I'm going to start off with myself. So ever since I was quite young, I always had this complex about obviously trying to be something I'm not. Every kid does, every adolescent does, and most of the time every adult does. At some stage in your life, you want to be something that you're not. So for people who are watching this from maybe the Facebook page, who do know me personally, would know that I'm quite an outgoing, kind of confident, I don't know, kind of a person. Other people would call it loud, maybe, I don't know. But I was always an outgoing person. Always the first person to go up to talk to somebody new and to introduce myself. Always the first person to point out with someone if there was a problem. Always the first person to speak up in an awkward silence. I just always had that sort of ease and comfort around people, and not a lot of people would identify themselves that way, because there are a lot of people that are also would be considered quiet, and there's nothing wrong with being either outgoing or kind of a little bit more introverted. There's nothing wrong with anything that you are, anything that any element of yourself. But as we know, at some point throughout our lives, so there's always going to be someone who will want to pick up on that personal trait of yours and like to either make fun of it or try and destroy it or try and make you change it. And even coming into the end years of primary school, which I don't know, would that be middle school for you guys? I'm not sure what it would be in other countries, but the end of primary school would be around 11 years old, 12 years old. So whatever stage of schooling you're in at that age, that's the stage I was in. I had tried to put myself into different cliques, and at the time I thought I was what was considered the emo, the stereotype of wearing all black and listening to rock music, when really I actually had no clue about it or the movement. I just kind of, that's just what I identified myself as. And because I was so outgoing and that sort of quirky, just wasn't really following the crowd, I got picked on quite a bit for it. I felt quite left out, in the end of my schooling years. I found I just felt like I couldn't, fit in with anybody. I couldn't connect with anybody. And my mum had told me time and time again that it doesn't matter, to not care and to not try and be something else. And I didn't. I wasn't allowed to wear makeup at that age, at 11 and 12. Every other girl that I knew was wearing makeup at that age and staying out late with big groups of guys and hanging out in certain spots together, and they were all doing different things together. And I had never made the effort to speak to them because in my sense of being, I judged them for being the girls who did do that, when really there's nothing wrong with being those sort of girls. And there was nothing wrong with me being the sort of girl I was, the sort of girl that liked to stay in at the weekends, who didn't wear makeup, who didn't really make a big effort with their appearance. And that kind of stayed with me going into secondary school, and I always had that complex because I just remember feeling so alone in my school, and Lauren was my best friend, but she wasn't even in the same class, and I just felt so like I couldn't fit in, and I just felt so different from everyone else. And that just happens. I came out of primary school and moved on, and in secondary school I felt much the same. I was, people always valued, like, girls my age at the start of secondary school when I was kind of 13, 14, always valued the idea of being out with large groups of people, or having boyfriends, or talking about the best and hottest celebrity out there at the moment, and I didn't. And I didn't like the same celebrities as everyone else. I think everyone at the time was into JLS. Were they? JLS maybe, Justin Bieber? I'm not sure. I just remember I wasn't really into that sort of stuff either, so on that level I couldn't make friends because I didn't like that sort of thing. And I thought, maybe I have to be more like, the stereotypical 13, 14-year-old girl. So I started talking about boys more, and I found myself staying out later than I did, in places that I didn't like, doing things I didn't like doing, like hanging out and like what I would have considered loitering. I didn't like doing that, but I still did it because I really wanted friends, and in that sense it helped because I did make friends, and friends that I really liked, and friends that I got on with and had a good laugh with. So in that sense it did help because I took an interest in their interests, but it wasn't good because, in to return the favor, they weren't taking an interest in my things and the things I liked. I was perfectly accepted and welcomed into anybody's life if I could talk about everything that they liked doing at that age. If I could talk about the same boys they were talking about, the same celebrities they were talking about. But if I wanted to talk about the celebrities I enjoyed or the things I liked doing, I just remember always feeling really, and by no one in particular, this was just everyone. I'm not talking about anybody like particularly or indirectly, just everyone would. That's when you're kind of shut out. And I think if you are 13 years old or 14 years old and you're watching this and you're feeling the same way, like you have to change or you have to be something else to make friends, what I'll say to you is this: I still worry and panic that I'm not enough around certain groups of people. You'll find that at your age, at 13 and 14 years old, in secondary school, that you're going to walk into a room and you're going to wonder, does everybody in here like me? Do I have to like what they're liking so that I can be friends with them? But the older you get, the more you realise that you should be walking into a room and saying, do I like them? Choose who you want to be friends with. Don't be friends with who everyone else is being friends with. Don't join a group that everyone else is following because everyone else happens to be following them. Don't do something that your gut is telling you you're not comfortable with because you think you're going to have more friends because of it. It's hard to be the person that doesn't like all of the generic things at your age. And I think if I could have told myself this, I would have saved my own life. I would have saved a lot of hassle trying to make friends. There's nothing wrong with taking an interest in what somebody else likes and enjoys. So, always try and talk to somebody about their hobbies, because people are interested in talking about themselves. Everyone is. Everyone's interested in talking about themselves and what they're into. Find out what they like to do and take an interest in it and an interest in learning about it and being open-minded to it. And then, let them do the same for you. And if they don't want to open themselves up, and if they don't want to open their minds and enjoy what you enjoy or take an interest in what you like too, then I'm telling you now, they're not worth it. If you want to keep them as a sort of friend that's an acquaintance, someone to talk to at school or someone to be fond of or like, there's no problem with that. We all have friends that are friends, Sarah Millican, the comedian, once said, we all have those sort of friends that are the friends that you would invite out for coffee. No, you always have the sort of friends that you would be sad if they died, but you wouldn't invite them to your house for coffee. And that's okay? But don't try and put all of your attention or your efforts or your focus into someone who wants you to be something different to be friends with them, or expect you to like all of their things and not have an interest in what you have to say or what you feel, then they are just those surface, superficial friends. So I'm still learning how to do that, and hopefully I will learn to just be myself, you know, in a room full of people, and hopefully, you know, somebody likes it, or I make friends with people who enjoy me for who I am and not for who I'm trying to be. And if you're someone who hasn't gone through that yet but is starting maybe secondary school, or is starting high school, or is a younger age, and you're watching this and you're feeling a little bit like you don't know who you are, you don't know how to fit in or to make friends, then please just always remember that being yourself is enough. It's more than enough. It's perfect. You know, you are perfect the way you are. And all of the things you like for a reason. And if somebody doesn't agree with that and wants to shut down what you like or wants to make fun of what you like, then they don't matter. And, you know, always have those friends that you know are superficial friends that maybe you like to talk to in school but you wouldn't trust outside of school, or you wouldn't trust with your secrets, and there's nothing wrong with that. And try and make friends with people who are genuinely interested in what you have to say and what you like to do, and have the same things as you, and don't, you know, get too hung up on the whole friendship aspect or making loads and loads of friends, because if they like you, they'll stay, and if they don't, they'll leave, and you don't need to follow them when they're walking away, and you move on and you make new friends. And, you know, school can be scary and terrifying, and making friends can be scary and terrifying, but you're going to be absolutely fine, and it's an experience that happens to us all, and it's something that we all learn from, whether it was a good experience and we managed to make loads and loads of friends all throughout our life that we've always kept for years and years, which is fine. I'm lucky that I still have, you know, a few friends that I've known for years that I would trust with my life and that I love. And I know that I've made a few friends that I've lost, and I know that I wasted a lot of time trying to pretend to be something else, or trying to like something else to fit in, and it wasn't worth my time, but I learned from it. And I know this was just rambling and made no sense, but, you know, I felt like talking about it, and I just think everyone should learn from it. You know, learn how to be yourself, and, you know, you're going to be fine. You know, whatever you like, and always just allow that to shine through, because someone will appreciate the fact that you didn't have to hide who you were or what you liked. So thank you for listening to me ramble on another Friday about something silly that made no sense, and it was just random thoughts. I didn't write down my plans, so I'm sorry if it was a bit all over the place. But thank you for listening, and I will see you guys very, very soon. And thank you for staring at my probably Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer right now and enjoying it. So thank you guys, and enjoy your weekend, and goodbye.